A topology defines how the SSL orchestrator interacts with its environment. And there are 6 different topology types. In this demonstration, we'll take a look at the Outbound Layer 3 topology. In this mode, the SSL orchestrator interacts as a transparent forward proxy, allowing internal users to access external internet resources, while the SSL orchestrator enables the enterprise security stack to guard and protect against malware infiltration. Alright, let's start with the SSL orchestrator user interface. This first page is mostly informational, showing the different types of topologies that can be deployed. Below that are the series of steps corresponding to the topology for each workflow. Let's go ahead and click Next. Alright, topology has to have a name, so we'll just call this one Demo. Notice under Protocol, we can select from TCP, UDP, non-TCP UDP, and then any, which means TCP UDP and non-TCP UDP. Let's go ahead and select any. We can select from an IP family. We'll leave that at IPv4. And then for the topology, we'll select the L3 Outbound. Again, this is the transparent forward proxy implementation of a topology. Click Save and Next. Each topology selection corresponds to a specific workflow. For the Outbound Transparent Proxy topology, after selecting the topology, we'll work through the SSL configuration settings. We'll build the services. We'll build the service chain containers that contain the services. We'll create the security policy that then attaches the service chains. We'll create the interception rules, which define how traffic enters the SSL orchestrator. We'll define how traffic leaves the SSL orchestrator. We'll define whether or not we want to set up logging. We'll look at a summary, and then we'll deploy. On this second page of the workflow, we're building the SSL configuration settings. We have the client-side SSL and the server-side SSL settings on the same page. In an SSL forward proxy configuration, the only thing that's absolutely necessary is the definition of the CA certificate and private key used to do the reissuance of the server certs. That is defined here under CA certificate keychain. We'll click the pencil icon, select the CA certificate and its corresponding private key. Alternately include a chain if necessary, and just click Done. You also have the option of providing controls for expired, untrusted, and revoked certificates on the server side. We'll go ahead and click Save and Next. For the purpose of this video, the services have already been created, but do notice that the SSL orchestrator supports 5 security service types: ICAP, TAP, Inline Layer 3, Inline Layer 2, and Inline HTTP or Web Proxy services. Go ahead and click Save and Next. And now we're going to create the service chains. Service chains are simply containers that hold ordered sets of services. I'll click Add. In this first service chain, I'll contain all of the services, so I'll give it an appropriate name. I'll insert the services into the chain in any given order. And notice, of course, that I can move these around. I'll click Save. Now I want to create another service that just contains my Layer 2 and TAP services. That's this one and this one. And again, I'll move these around. And I'll click Save. Now you see here that I have 2 services, and also important that the services inside of these service chains can be used in multiple service chains. I'll click Save and Next. A security policy defines the conditions for TLS traffic inspection and also the service chains that traffic is driven to. The security policy comes with 2 basic built-in rules. The pinners rule does a TLS bypass based on the list of known certificate pinners. The all traffic rule matches all traffic that doesn't match any other rule. So in this case, all conditions allow it, intercept it, but in this case it doesn't send a service chain. So we'll click Edit here and send this to one of our service chains. Let's say we want to create another rule to bypass TLS inspection for financial and healthcare related data. So we'll click Add. We'll give this a name. We want to bypass based on a URL category. So we'll start typing financial and data services, health and medicine. We want to allow this traffic. We don't want to decrypt, so we'll set bypass. But maybe we still want to send it to a service chain that could do encrypted analysis. We'll click OK. Security policy rules are based on traffic context, and there are many to choose from. Context could include category lookups, IP intelligence, IP geolocation, source and destination subnets, ports, protocol lookups, and even URLs. These conditions can be added together in logical ANDs and OR constructs as well. Let's go ahead and click Save and Next. Interception rules further define how traffic enters the solution based on the topology. For an inline layer 3 transparent forward proxy solution, the primary setting here is which VLANs are allowed for entry. Additional layer 7 interception rules can be defined here for FTP, IMAP, POP3, and SMTP. Click Save and Next. As interception rules define how traffic enters the topology, egress settings define how traffic leaves the topology. In my environment, I need to do a secure net, and I'll just set up AutoMap. For the gateway, I'll have to create a new one. And of course, I can load balance multiple gateways if I needed to. Now I'll just select Save and Next. We could define per topology logging to log different aspects of the security policy and how traffic flows through it. I won't do any logging here, but I will select Save and Next. And now finally we're on the summary page that shows all of the settings we've made so far. If anything doesn't look right, we can go back and click the pencil icon to edit that setting. If everything looks good, we'll click Deploy. The topology deployment was successful. Which takes us back to the SSL Orchestrator dashboard configuration. Here you can see all 5 services have been deployed, the deployed topologies, interception rules, services, the service chains, security policies, and the SSL configuration. This concludes the SSL forward proxy demo. Thank you very much.